Hello, good afternoon. Happy May 1st. Do you know what this is that I'm holding? This is a May basket. Have you ever made one of these? If you haven't, you're going to learn how to make a really cute one like this today. So this is my sample that I made, and right here it says Happy May Day on our tag, and it's got some cute little paper flowers inside with a little Hershey Kiss glued to the middle of them. And then inside this paper cone are some more candies. And you see the handle here? This is something you would hang on the door, the front door of a family or neighbor or friend, and ring their doorbell and then hide. And they'd come out and they would see their Happy May Day basket that you made just for them. This is a cool tradition that dates way back to ancient Rome and when they liked to celebrate the beginning of spring. So May 1st is kind of a fun way to remember that it's spring already and it's getting warmer out and the flowers are blooming and everything's kind of getting beautiful and green, and you can celebrate May Day too if you've never done this by making a little May basket for somebody. So let's start. I've got for you on our website on eaglepubliclibrary.org, I've got a cute little printable that you can do, but you could also just make a little paper basket all of your own, however you like to make one. But this one turns out really great. It's got a little bit of steam or stem features in it because we are going to make a paper cone out of this quarter circle right here. So if you have a printer and can print this, go ahead and print this out because this will be our template to use to make our May baskets. If you don't have a printer and you want us to print this for you, just give us a call or text us or email us here at Eagle Public Library. We'd be happy to print this template for you and you could come pick it up. There's still plenty of time today left to make some May baskets. So we're going to get started. Let me show you what I've got so far. So I cut out that piece of my template here, that little quarter circle, and that's already cut out. And I did cut out some of the flowers so that I would have a template to copy. And so there's that. You could actually just use the template too to make a May basket. You could color it any way you like. That's an option. So if you want to just use this paper to make it, I used some fun craft paper that I had. You could also use construction paper, anything like that that's cute, makes a great May basket. Just plain would be cute too. But if you want to color this in first, looks really great colored in. So I used mine as a template to trace onto some other pieces of paper. So I've got this cute pink patterned paper here, and I'm just going to trace that quarter circle, and I'll show you how we make our cone. This is probably the only tricky part of our May basket. So we're going to trace that, and we're going to cut out that quarter circle that I traced onto my cute little paper here. But if you're just using the template to make yours, that's fine. Just cut out that quarter circle on the dotted lines here. So you're going to cut out that quarter circle. You're going to cut this out, but save that because that is the handle for our basket, this straight line here. And then these are going to be the little circles and your tag. So this will make one May basket or one template for cutting out more May baskets. So now I've got my quarter circle turned out. Did you know that you could make a cone out of that quarter circle? This is pretty cool. This is the tricky part, as I mentioned, just a little tricky because it's just kind of hard to get it folded. What I did was I took the top side of my paper, the patterned side, the inside's white, and I'm just going to put a nice little bit of glue. So if you have a glue stick, that kind of works best. It dries the fastest. If you have just white liquid Elmer's glue, that works too. You may just have to hold it a little longer for that to dry. So let's take that, and I've got my glue on that one edge. Now I'm going to carefully start turning my edges together and lining the top up to make this cool cone shape. And this is, like I said, it's the only tricky part. It seemed tricky to me just to get that folded just right to make our cone. Let's see if I can do it here and get this all tucked in. There we go. It's getting close. Oh, that one's pretty good. Okay, so now you're just going to press down carefully on there. I put my pen or pencil down inside there so I could push against it on that seam where my glue is. It's hard to get my fingers down in there, but you're going to press that down. If you're using the glue stick, just get a nice press on those two pieces of paper so that they stick together well. And if you're using liquid glue, you may just have to hold that a little while until it starts to stick. And now I've got my cone. I didn't get the little point perfect on this one, but I'm just going to kind of fold it over like that. This one looks pretty good that I had made earlier. It's ready, but this is perfect. So I have already cut out of another piece of this patterned paper, the scrapbooking paper. I cut out the handle. And with the handle, I just used tape. I think that works a little bit easier. And I just taped this in to make my basket. So the seam right here where my glue is, that's looking good. It's starting to hold. I'm just going to go on the side here. Oops. I don't want to do that backwards, or I won't be able to see my pattern. Okay. Now we're going to glue this to the opposite side inside the cone to make our basket. And this would be just a cone basket. So there is our handle. That's looking pretty good. There's the cone. And this one is ready to start putting together the other pieces. So I'm going to set that aside, kind of let that glue set up on our seam, which is looking good. Basket's ready. Now you're going to take your flower shapes. This will make 3 of those little flowers, which is perfect for our basket, that turn out to look like this, which is cute. So we're going to trace those onto some more colored paper. I've got a couple of them ready here that I've already cut out. So I just traced that and cut these out. Again, if you're using construction paper, that's great, or just color these with some crayons or colored pencils or markers, color your flowers and cut them out. And the next thing you're going to want to do, if you have a popsicle stick, that might work. It may not be tall enough. I had some skewers here. These are barbecue skewers or little dowels that I use for crafting. So if you have something like that, a stick, maybe even a pencil would work. You could hook yours to an older pencil if you were tired of your pencil, but little piece of wood like this works perfect. So I'm going to glue this or tape it. Let's try taping it. We'll just tape it to the back, because really all we need is the glue stick and some tape. I think taping this will be better than trying to get this to hold with glue, because I'm not sure that stick's going to hold on there. So let's just tape that stick onto the back of our flowers here. We can get 2 of these done. And just tape it down. And then with the front side of our flower, I bought a little bag of Hershey Kisses, but really you could use any kind of candy, would be cute on these flowers. But the Hershey's Kisses seem to work really well too. So we're going to just put a little bit of glue on the back here. And then we're going to stick it down right in the middle of our flower. And we'll let that set for a minute so it stays. And that looks pretty good. Okay, now we're going to put another one on. Let's put this one. I had to put quite a bit of glue on the bottom of that so that it's going to stick to your paper. All right. Now, there we go. I'm going to hold that down and just set that aside for a second and let that set up. But look how cute that flower looks. It's pretty fun. And somebody could eat that later if they want. Makes a cute decoration. And the candy that we're going to put inside. So now we have our cone that we just made. This is looking good. My glue is all ready to go. I'm going to put a few candies in the bottom. And these ones will kind of weight the bottom of this cone down. If you don't put something in the bottom of your cone, it wants to tip over. I found that out. So you definitely want to put something in the bottom. So candies, maybe you want to put a little note in there, would be cute. So I just put a few candies inside, and then I'm going to trim the bottom of these skewers off just a little bit. They're kind of long. They end up too long for the basket. So I'm just going to trim these. Maybe popsicle, like a longer popsicle stick would work well. I didn't try that, but if you try that at home, let me know if that works. Okay, so now we're going to put a couple of these in our basket. They are top heavy with that candy on there, so you want that candy down in the bottom so you can kind of push your flowers down in. And now, look at that. That one is almost ready. I'm going to do one more. Oh, here's the other one. We can do this one. You can put as many in as you want, but it's set up with the template to do 3 of those inside. And then the handle is all ready to hang on somebody's door. Is that great? This would be fun for your neighbors or even family. You could hang it on someone's bedroom door, hang it on the front door. Makes a very cute May Day gift and present. But you could put little things inside too. So May Day, really it's a lost tradition to do May baskets. So maybe we're going to bring it back this year. It's something that was done a lot when I was a little kid, and I think it's just kind of fallen out of people's memory to do it. So if you are doing it, you're going to be bringing back a really cool tradition of making a handmade May Day basket and flowers inside. Or if you have some flowers in your garden, some extras, and you want to trim some, you could put those in your basket. Those were traditional things to put in a May Day basket. Little trinkets or toys or a special little note to someone to tell them Happy May Day. Any of those things are really fun. Now we have our last piece to do, which is to cut out our little note. And you can make your own note for yours. I'm going to cut out the one here on our template that says Happy May Day. So let's cut that out. And like I said, when you print this, it's set up all ready to go for just coloring and cutting to make one basket. So you will have one already ready to go, or you'll have the pieces to trace. So what I did with this one is I took this and used one of my pieces of paper, the colored paper, and I just traced it around the outside, kind of, or held it really, and cut around the outside of it so that I have a little bit of the edge of my paper showing that's fancy. And it made the little note on there a bit thicker, which is nice. And it will make it also look fancier too. There's that. So we're going to just glue that down real quick. And if you have a hole punch, that's great. If not, you could kind of poke the skewer down in there. I happen to have a nice little hole punch here. So I punched a hole in my Happy May Day note because we're going to run a little piece of string through there. You could run ribbon or string or yarn through that hole. You could also write on the back if that was for mom or for a special friend or neighbor. You could write a little note on the back to them. And then we're going to take, I had some string here, but ribbon, anything like that looks really cute too. The string looks good. Okay, so I'm going to run that through the hole, and then I'm just going to tape it around the outside of my basket. Here's another one that I had made earlier. So now I'm just going to tie my string with my note, and I am set. This basket's all ready to go. So there we go. This one is super cute too, with the blue and the polka dots and argyle. And then here's our cute little pink note that says Happy May Day. All right, so you are ready. You've got all the things you need. Just go ahead to our website, eaglepubliclibrary.org, look for our classes and then class resources. That's where all of our information on our classes is stored. And you're going to see the template in there, ready to print and make your own Happy May Day basket. Is that great? Have fun. Let me know if you make some and if you surprise a neighbor or friend or family with a May basket, the May basket. Have a wonderful May Day. Bye-bye.